I was making videos yesterday for my son that things I want him to know. Like I said, I passed away, but even still, I just want him to know in this lifetime. And I made 3 videos, blog videos. I don't make them too long because then they won't upload even on YouTube. So I always cut it at like 11 minutes. And cheers of flames. So it's gonna take a second. But like I was saying in the previous videos, keep God first. Mom and Dad will always be here for you, and Grandma Francine and Grandma and Grandpa Angel and Rodney too. And never cheat, lie on a woman, because that knocks down a woman's self-esteem. Never never want to date or marry a lustful woman because they're just unnecessary. They're just fools. So you're gonna want to marry a Proverbs 31 woman, a pure woman that's your best friend, that's like everything to you, and not just because she dresses inappropriate, but she's like really humble and a good woman, etc., etc. But one thing I forgot to mention also, because I had them written down, what I want my son to know, my Ronnie Lewis Brown Jr. is one thing I forgot too is about crying. Okay, because that is a big deal, because when little boys are little, even they always tell them to toughen up. They tell them, oh, you're a boy, so just be tough, you don't need to cry, etc., etc. And I always hated that, because suicide is actually more high in males than it is in females because of that. Because they're not allowed to express, to feel, to cry, to have any emotion. They just have to be like solid, and they have to be tough, and they have to be strong on their own, and they have to handle their problems by themselves. The world says. God does not say that at all in the Bible. God says take care of your wife and your children in the Bible. God says be a man of God, etc., etc. In the Bible, God, the Bible mentions things, what it expects from men. Be holy, and don't have an affair on your wife. Don't fornicate. Don't have an adultery. So no cheating on women anyways. So those are good scriptures to read for men. But yeah, the Bible never mentions to never cry for a man, never have feelings or emotions, to be tough. And you're not allowed to cry as soon as like you're 4. You got to not cry anymore if you fall off the bike or something like that. That to me right there is what is wrong with society. That's why so many people go to prison. So many men take drugs and on pot, and even on the worst things like heroin, and just sleep with as many women as possible, is because they're insecure, and because they can't express as men, because they're just like, well, I'm not allowed to cry, I'm not allowed to feel sad, I'm not allowed to feel an emotion. They're not allowed to express it, and that's to me terrible, because that's why so many men commit suicide, and it's really, really sad to me. So with my baby boy, I'm not gonna even tell him that, and I don't want anybody telling him that, because me and Ronnie are his parents. To be strong, of course, and not give up, of course. Like if he falls and he cries, I'll be like, okay, I'll be like, you're fine now, after he's done for a little bit, and then I'll be like, okay, now we don't quit though. We get strong, and then we continue until you accomplish something. You're going to fail a lot of times before you succeed. That's just life, and that's for everybody. No one's gonna do one thing and do it perfectly once. That's very rare, and even if they do, that's only one thing. They can't continue doing it. So I really want him to know, as my son, it's okay to express. Don't grow up to be suicidal. Don't, because you can't express, because men commit suicide more, because they're like, well, I never got to express, I never got to feel like, tell somebody that I feel sad or something like this even hurt my feelings, because men are supposed to be in this world strong and tough and not express, and I hate that. So express, son, when you want to. If you don't want to, that's fine also, because men don't want to, they don't want to either sometimes either, because they want to do it on their own, and they're like, that's perfectly fine also. But if you feel sad, if something hurt your feelings, or you feel down, or you're even heartbroken because a girl left you, or a friend betrayed you, or etc., etc., sweetie, it's like, remember my baby boy. Remember, you're 32 weeks in mommy's tummy. You were awake, now you're asleep, because I was walking a little bit, walking the doggies. But remember, baby boy, you can express to mommy and daddy. Talk to the Lord Jesus about your emotions if you want to, or even, just do it with you and God if you want to. But mommy and daddy are always here for you too. If you feel sad, just be like, today was a sad day for me. And I'd be like, okay, baby, let's talk about it, and let's do something to make it feel better. Or, we don't even have to. Sometimes people force things to like make the day better too, and sometimes it's okay that it's a bad day. be a good day, and then there's always tomorrow, and tomorrow might be a better day. The Lord always says, don't worry therefore about tomorrow, because today has enough problems of its own. It's enough evil of its own. So it's like, just take it one day at a time with the Lord. Ask Him for strength and to help you daily. And in bad days, God will help you too. There's a Little Bear episode, the Little Bear cartoon show, because I want to watch that with you. I already got 2 DVDs on Amazon for you. But there's an episode in Little Bear. It's a cartoon, of course, about cute little bear. But he has a bad day, and then he even tells his mom and dad, I had a bad day, and they had a bad day too. So it's cute, because then they just all cuddle and they just go to sleep earlier that night. And and it's like, that's life sometimes. Sometimes if it's a bad day, let's just relax and cuddle and just all go to sleep, or watch a little cute Disney movie and just drink hot chocolate, and it is what it is. But the next day will be a better day, and if not, it's a new day to start over again and whatnot, and things will get better. Always remember, things will get better, baby. We're with God on our side. But yeah, so express when you want. Men, express when you want. You can say things. It is okay. Some men probably are never told that, and that's what is so sad. It's like, it is okay if you feel sad or hurt or etc. It is okay to express. It took me forever to express. I had express problems, because I was always insecure. I try to I'm more of a leader, so I try to follow the crowd more, and to join people that I wanted to be friends with, but then no one ever liked me, or to be in a relationship with a boy, but to try to get him to like me, but he just wouldn't. So I'd be I always try to force it, but as a human being, you don't have to force friendship, relationship, etc., etc. Even family members that don't want to talk to you or communicate, you got to love them and forgive them and pray for them, and you don't have to deal with them. It's like, okay, God, I give it to you, and that's it. They don't want anything to do with you, then you tell God that, and then you say, I pray for them, God, and I release them, and you go on with your life. You love who you love, and in the family that you have, your small circle even, and your small friends. That's perfectly fine. Life's too short to waste anyways, so do that. But yeah, it took me a long time to express myself. To this day, I still struggle with it. It's hard for me to say something, if it automatically, if it hurts my feelings. I'm kind of doing it, but I'm still getting to the point where I'm trying to be stronger in that area, because I'm if somebody says something and I find it offensive, or they hurt my feelings, especially more about my religion, being Christian and whatnot, people get offensive sometimes, and it's I'd rather change the subject if there are different, if they have different beliefs. I'm that's fine, but if you're gonna offend my beliefs, that's mean, and that's unnecessary. So we might as well just change the topic, things like that. But I'm getting there, Blanc. But I'm getting there, little by little. Sally, leave her alone, please. Go. But I'm getting there. Jesus is still helping me with that, to try to express. I'm trying to learn very much better than I used to be, for sure, at 30 years old and pregnant with my boy at 8 months. Much better than I used to be, but still learning there, son. So it's kind of funny myself, but definitely express, sweetie. So I'm getting there to tell people, oh wow, that hurt my feelings, so we could fix the problem, so we can make our friendship or a relationship like me and daddy's better, etc., etc. Expressing is really important. And if you feel sad, it's okay to feel sad. If you feel mad, that's okay to feel mad. But don't get crazy and break walls and stuff. I'd be yeah, that is not what I said. I said express and whatnot. But yeah, so that's another thing majorly I wanted to make sure I make a video of that and tell my son, even when he's here, of course, obviously in person. I'm express when you want to. You feel sad, that's okay. You feel any other emotions, that's okay. That's normal, that's life. God gave us emotions, God gave us free will. We could choose to serve God, we don't have to. We have emotions. We can either go to prison and do bad things, or be good and do legal things. So it's all one human's choice. But of course, baby boy, make good choices. Always have God to help you. Always express, when you want to. Tell your girlfriend and your wife in the future, how you feel or something like that, sweetie. It's okay. You're gonna be the strong one of the household, and you're the man of the household. So financially, you're more of the caregiver. Make sure you guys own your house, etc., etc. And she could work too, because women do nowadays. Of course, mom and dads both work. Girlfriend and boyfriends both work together. But make sure you let her know things. Make sure she knows that you always love her, and you're always always there for her, etc., too, sweetie, because women are very emotional. So if we just have 80, probably 800 emotions per day sometimes. But yeah, so express, and men express too. Love you, baby boy, so much. You're sleeping right now. You're with a booty and your head's down here, doctor said. And I have an ultrasound coming up soon, the end of the month, and a doctor's appointment. Ultrasound on the Black Billy and McHenry to see you finally, and and Dr. Diego to check on you in measurements in 2 weeks again. But also we were gonna do Pika Baby this weekend, but I don't know if we want to save the money or Grandma and Daddy see you one more time before you're birthing later. I pray at the end of December when you're 39 weeks. But Lord knows, I love you so much, baby boy. In mommy's tummy, and life's good. Life's alright. Walking the puppy dogs. Praying their stomachs get better. So far, I think they got better. Sally's perfectly fine now. I'm cooking Daddy and me some chicken with some green onion on it. Then I'm gonna make rice-a-roni or shells, and then of course his parents can have some if they want, or see what they eat. They could choose what they eat, obviously. But yeah. So life's good, sweetie. Mommy loves you so much. You're growing so good. You love playing at nighttime. And yeah, I love you so much. Oh, they released the cows and they're all running. It is so cute. I love when dairies let the cows come out, like release them. They released them too today, because they did also, the ones I always see when I walk. They're letting them roam and play and all sit together out there. I love that so much. I think they should do that definitely more often. I'm not a dairy worker, so I wouldn't know, of course, the knowledge. But as my cows, I'd be like, let's milk them, feed them. I would clean them because I noticed they get dirty. Once in a while, they get like marks on their head. I wonder if they mark them, like if they're pregnant or something, or if they're sickly. I have no idea why. Sometimes they'll have like a red mark that they put. I'm like, I wonder why they marked them. But I have no idea. But I love when they let them out, because I'm like, they get to stretch their legs, they get all lay together in piles instead of the stalls, and let them run and play for a little bit. I just love it. Lord bless them. I love all God's creatures. Mommy loves them all.